Hello, welcome to your remote learning. We will be looking at interpreting exponential functions for Algebra 1. We're just going to be looking at some exponential functions and just interpreting the graphs, looking at the graphs, seeing if we can interpret them and seeing how they work. This lesson is not very long at all. This will take us to the end of our functions unit. So moving forward, looking at a real world application, this table below shows the balance of a stock price over time. Write a function for the balance below after t years. So taking us back to that function equation that we were looking at in the last class, we're going to graph the function, okay? So just looking at, the change of years, which is going by 1, and then looking at the balance and what it's going by, and just graphing it, okay? Just going by graphing the function on the graph. So here we can see how the table and the graph match. Just looking at it as a real life problem, just being able to interpret, okay, the years are going by 1, and the percent is going by 1.2. The rate is going by 1.2. All right, and the time is 5 years. The initial value we could say is $100, and each year it increased by 1.2%. All right. So the function of f gives the dollar value of a bond t years after the bond was purchased. The graph of f is shown. What is f of 0? What does it mean in this function? So what is a function of 0? What does that mean in this function when f of 0? So if you look here, when f of 0, when basically f of x, right? So if you look here, what does it mean? The time in what? Years. So in the time in years, the stock is what? $1,000. The initial value is $1,000. That's what I mean. At 0 years, it started off at $1,000. That bond started off at $1,000. So because that bond started off at $1,000, that's what that means. It means that you started off with initial value of $1,000. Okay. So what does it mean for f of 4? At 4.5 years, what does that mean? That's what it means. At 4.5 years. At 4.5 years, f of 4.5. At 4.5, your bond is worth about, we'll say about $12.50. So right here, it means 4.5 years. Bond worth $1,250. Okay. And then when f of t is 1,500, what does that mean? F of t is 1,500. Oh, so it's saying when the value is 1,500, what does that mean? When will the value ever be 1,500? Let's change the color here so we'll see that. Here goes the value. Now we're saying the f of t. When will that value ever be 1,500? At what? 8 years. At 8 years. At 8 years. So being able to interpret a graph or a function graph, and I'm sorry my writing is so sloppy, my pen went bad, but at 8 years, the bond will be worth $1,500. So what it's saying is being able to take a function, a graph, a table, and being able to interpret what that graph and table is saying, okay? What is it asking? What questions are they asking? Can you read it? Are you able to interpret what the data is asking? Okay. So the function here, G, gives the amount of chemical in a person's body in milligrams, T hours since the patient took the drug. The equation G of T is 600 times 3 over 5 times the exponent of T. Defines the function. What does 3 of 5 mean in this situation? What does 3 over 5 mean? What did we discuss? The B here means what? We know 600 is what? The milligrams of medicine that they start with. So it declines. Okay, so 3 over 5. Oh, sorry. Declines over time. Over T time. So the medication declines at 3 over 5 milliliters time. Okay. Now, what are the domain and range of G? So, what is the domain and what is the range? The domain and what is the range? What are the domain and what is the range? What is the domain and what is the domain are all the correct X values. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the range are all the Y values, 100, 200, 300, 400, 500. So here you have all the domains and all the range. So the domain are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the ranges are the medicines. Okay. So once again, this lesson was just about interpreting exponential functions and interpreting the data. And if you knew how to interpret the data, your practice is the same way. It's an application problem. Please come see me on my Zooms if you have any questions or, if you have any concerns. I look forward to seeing you. I hope everyone is being safe and washing their hands and staying in the house. So please, 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 I look forward to seeing you. If you have any questions, email me, come see me, reach out to me, and I'm here for you. We're all in this together. Please stay safe, stay in the house, and have a great weekend.